Have you ever felt a connection to something beyond the physical world? Maybe you've had a gut feeling that turned out to be right, or you've known what someone was going to say before they said it. These experiences might be more than just coincidences. They could be signs of spiritual gifts, abilities that go beyond our five senses and connect us to a deeper reality. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating world of spiritual gifts and how they can enrich our lives in ways we never imagined. We'll look at what these gifts are, how to recognize them, and how to develop them. Whether you're just curious about spiritual gifts or you've been experiencing them for years, this video will give you insights and practical tips to help you understand and use these abilities in your daily life. What exactly are spiritual gifts? They're special abilities or heightened senses that allow us to perceive and interact with the world in ways that go beyond our physical senses. These gifts can take many forms, from intuition and empathy to healing abilities and psychic powers. Some people might have one dominant gift, while others might have a combination of several. It's important to understand that spiritual gifts aren't supernatural powers or magic tricks. They're natural abilities that we all have to some degree, but some people have them more strongly or have learned to develop them more fully. These gifts are part of our human potential, connecting us to each other and to the world around us in profound ways. You might be wondering if you have spiritual gifts yourself. There are several signs that could indicate you have these abilities. One common sign is having unexplained experiences that seem to go beyond normal perception. For example, you might frequently know who's calling before you answer the phone, or you might have vivid dreams that later come true. Another sign is having a strong intuition. This isn't just about having good judgment or being able to read people well. It's about having a deep, gut-level knowing about things that you couldn't possibly know through normal means. You might find yourself knowing things about strangers or sensing danger before it happens. Heightened sensitivity is another indicator of spiritual gifts. This could be physical sensitivity, like being strongly affected by certain sounds, smells, or textures. It could also be emotional sensitivity, where you easily pick up on other people's feelings or the general mood of a place. One of the most common spiritual gifts is intuition. This is often described as a sixth sense or a gut feeling. It's that inner voice that guides you, often without any logical reason. Intuition can manifest in many ways. You might get sudden insights about situations or people. You might have a strong sense of what decision to make, even when you don't have all the facts. Or you might just know things without knowing how you know them. Developing your intuition is a process of learning to trust and listen to that inner voice. It often involves quieting your mind through practices like meditation or mindfulness. The key is to pay attention to those subtle feelings and hunches, and to notice when they turn out to be right. Over time, you can learn to distinguish between true intuition and regular thoughts or fears. Empathy is another powerful spiritual gift. Empaths have the ability to feel and understand other people's emotions as if they were their own. This goes beyond just being sympathetic or compassionate. Empaths often describe it as actually taking on the emotions of those around them. Being an empath can be both a blessing and a challenge. On one hand, it allows for deep connections with others and a profound understanding of human nature. Empaths often excel in fields like counseling, healthcare, or any profession that involves helping others. On the other hand, it can be overwhelming to constantly feel other people's emotions, especially in crowded or negative environments. If you're an empath, it's crucial to learn how to manage your gift. This often involves setting clear boundaries, both physical and emotional. It's important to have time alone to recharge and to learn techniques for shielding yourself from others' emotions when necessary. Practices like grounding and energy clearing can be very helpful for empaths. Healing abilities are another fascinating category of spiritual gifts. These can take many forms, from traditional hands on healing to energy work to distant healing. People with healing gifts often describe feeling energy flowing through their hands or being able to sense where others are experiencing pain or illness. Healing gifts don't replace medical treatment, but they can complement it. Many people with these gifts work alongside healthcare professionals, offering alternative or complementary therapies. The key to using healing abilities effectively is to approach them with humility and respect, always putting the well-being of the person being helped first. Developing healing abilities often involves learning about different healing modalities and practicing techniques like energy manipulation. It also requires a deep commitment to personal growth and self-care, as healers need to maintain their own health and balance to be effective in helping others. Clairvoyance and other psychic abilities form another category of spiritual gifts. Clairvoyance literally means clear seeing and refers to the ability to perceive things beyond normal sight. This could involve seeing auras, spirits, or events happening at a distance or in the future. Other psychic abilities include clairaudience, clear hearing, clairsentience, clear feeling, and claircognizance, clear knowing. These gifts allow people to receive information through various senses in ways that go beyond normal perception. Living with psychic abilities can be challenging. It's important for people with these gifts to learn how to control them, rather than being controlled by them. This often involves learning to turn off the abilities when needed and to discern between genuine psychic impressions and imagination. Developing psychic skills is a process that requires patience and practice. It often involves learning to quiet the mind, raise your vibration, and open yourself to receiving information in new ways. Many people find that keeping a journal of their experiences helps them track their progress and identify patterns in their psychic perceptions. Some people have spiritual gifts that connect them deeply to nature and animals. These gifts might involve being able to communicate with animals, sense the needs of plants, or feel a profound connection to natural environments. People with nature-related spiritual gifts often feel most at home in the wilderness. They might have an uncanny ability to predict weather changes or to find water sources. They might also be drawn to work in fields related to environmental protection or animal welfare. Developing these gifts often involves spending more time in nature, learning to quiet your mind and open your senses to the natural world around you. It might also involve studying the patterns and behaviors of animals and plants, and learning to trust the subtle communications you receive from them. One of the most important aspects of having spiritual gifts is learning how to use them in everyday life. These abilities aren't meant to be kept separate from our normal experiences. They can enrich every aspect of our lives when we learn to integrate them effectively. For example, intuition can guide us in making decisions, from small daily choices to major life changes. Empathy can help us build stronger relationships and navigate social situations more smoothly. Healing abilities can be used not just for formal healing sessions, but to bring a sense of peace and balance to our environments and interactions. Using spiritual gifts in daily life often requires finding a balance between the spiritual and material worlds. It's important to stay grounded and practical while also being open to the insights and guidance that come through these gifts. This might mean setting aside time each day for spiritual practices, but also learning to incorporate your gifts into your work, relationships, and everyday activities. One challenge many people face when using spiritual gifts is doubt. It's common to question whether what you're experiencing is real or just imagination. This is where developing your gifts becomes important. The more you use and trust your abilities, the more confident you'll become in them. Another challenge can be dealing with skepticism or misunderstanding from others. Not everyone understands or believes in spiritual gifts, and you might encounter resistance or ridicule. It's important to remember that you don't need to prove your abilities to anyone. Use them in ways that feel right to you and surround yourself with supportive people who respect your experiences. If you're interested in developing your spiritual gifts, there are many practices that can help. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for enhancing spiritual abilities. It helps quiet the mind, allowing you to tune into subtle perceptions and energies. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can make a big difference. Mindfulness is another helpful practice. This involves being fully present in the moment and aware of your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. Mindfulness can help you become more attuned to the subtle impressions and intuitions that are often the first signs of spiritual gifts. Trusting your instincts is crucial in developing spiritual gifts. This means learning to listen to your inner voice and act on your intuitions, even when they don't seem logical. Start with small things like guessing who's calling before you answer the phone, and gradually work up to trusting your instincts on bigger issues. It's also helpful to seek guidance and support from others who have experience with spiritual gifts. This might involve joining a spiritual development circle, working with a mentor, or taking classes in areas like psychic development or energy healing. Having a community of like-minded people can provide encouragement and help you navigate the challenges of developing your gifts. Spiritual gifts can have a profound impact on our relationships. They can enhance communication, allowing us to understand others on a deeper level. Empathy and intuition can help us sense what others are feeling or needing, even when they don't express it verbally. These gifts can also help us build deeper connections with others. When we're attuned to the subtle energies and emotions of those around us, we can respond with greater compassion and understanding. This can lead to more meaningful and satisfying relationships. However, spiritual gifts can also present challenges in relationships. For example, empaths might struggle with taking on too much of their partner's or friends' emotional burdens. People with psychic abilities might find it difficult to keep boundaries between what they perceive psychically and what others are ready to share. Navigating these challenges often involves clear communication and boundary setting. It's important to be honest with your loved ones about your experiences and abilities, while also respecting their privacy and autonomy. Learning to use your gifts in ways that enhance rather than complicate your relationships is an important part of spiritual development. As we develop and use our spiritual gifts, it's crucial to consider the ethical implications. These abilities come with a responsibility to use them in ways that are helpful and not harmful to others. One important ethical consideration is respecting others' boundaries. Just because you can sense someone's emotions or see their aura doesn't mean you have the right to comment on these things without their permission. It's important to ask for consent before using your gifts to help or heal others. Another ethical consideration is the use of spiritual gifts for personal gain. While it's perfectly acceptable to use your gifts in your profession if you feel called to do so, it's important to approach this with integrity. This means being honest about what you can and can't do, not making exaggerated claims, and always putting the well-being of those you're helping first. It's also important to use your gifts for positive purposes. This means avoiding using them to manipulate others or to satisfy idle curiosity. Instead, focus on how you can use your abilities to bring more light, healing, and understanding into the world. As we come to the end of this exploration of spiritual gifts, let's recap some of the main points we've covered. We've looked at what spiritual gifts are, special abilities that allow us to perceive and interact with the world in ways that go beyond our physical senses. We've discussed various types of gifts, from intuition and empathy to healing abilities and psychic powers. We've explored signs that you might have spiritual gifts, such as unexplained experiences, strong intuition, and heightened sensitivity. We've looked at how these gifts can manifest in daily life and how they can impact our relationships. We've also discussed ways to develop spiritual gifts, including meditation, mindfulness, and trusting your instincts. And we've considered the ethical responsibilities that come with these abilities. Remember, spiritual gifts are not about being special or superior to others. They're natural abilities that we all have to some degree. The key is to recognize, develop, and use these gifts in ways that enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. Whether you're just beginning to explore your spiritual gifts or you've been working with them for years, there's always more to learn and discover. Be patient with yourself as you develop these abilities, and remember that everyone's journey is unique. We encourage you to continue exploring your own spiritual gifts. Pay attention to those subtle feelings, impressions, and knowings. Trust your experiences, even if they don't make logical sense at first. And most importantly, use your gifts in ways that bring more love, understanding, and healing into the world. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of unseen wonders and spiritual gifts. We hope this video has inspired you to look deeper into your own spiritual potential and to appreciate the amazing abilities we all have within us. Remember, the journey of spiritual growth is ongoing, and every step you take opens up new possibilities and insights. We'd love to hear about your experiences with spiritual gifts. Have you had unexplained experiences that might be signs of these abilities? How have you worked to develop your gifts? What challenges have you faced, and how have you overcome them? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Your experiences might inspire and help others on their own spiritual journeys. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more content on spiritual growth and personal development. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss our future uploads. Remember, we're all on this journey together, exploring the unseen wonders of life and discovering the amazing potential within ourselves. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining your unique light in the world. Until next time, take care and stay open to the wonders around and within you.